every year after the Oscars, there's always like these whole fashion trend things of all of the colours and styles, etc. that show up on the red carpet. I don't care enough about red carpet dressing to do one of those, but I do care an inordinate amount about film, and I watched all of, well, as many of the nominated films as I could this year, and amongst the winners there's some similarities in fashion that pops up amongst these films, and so instead of doing like a trend forecast based on the red carpet, this is my trend forecast based on the Oscar winning films. First up we have Waistcoats. Waistcoats made an appearance in a fair few films. I want to say The Irishman, but I've been up since 4, so I genuinely can't remember what's in a lot of these films, but Waistcoats certainly made an appearance in The Joker. It's kind of a key part of his outfit. In fact, they also showed up in Little Women. Predominantly Laurie, Timothée Chalamet's character, wears them like all the time. In fact, all of the male characters do. But Jo March, played by Saoirse Ronan, also wears waistcoats quite often, along with her like huge skirt petticoat thing. And I feel like waistcoats with some tailored trousers certainly is a more androgynous look. Hopefully I can find some stuff to put a picture of here that's like available to shop now, but otherwise charity shops, vintage like waistcoats, I don't think would be a difficult thing to come by. It would just be based on fit, but I think oversized would work quite well with perhaps like some looser skirts a la Jo March waistcoats. That's the first prediction. The next one is hats, which is quite vague, but hats or just sort of some sort of head accessory popped up in an awful lot of films this year, but most specifically the trend that I noticed was cowboy hats. Stay with me. Cowboy hats popped up in Rocketman, Toy Story 4, seriously, stay with me, and Ford versus Ferrari, or Le Mans 66 if you live in the UK or like maybe Europe. I don't know how this dual name thing works. But in Ford versus Ferrari, Christian Bale's character wears a straw cowboy hat. So in the summer, when you're looking to protect your head, consider a straw cowboy hat. Christian Bale's character, real life race car driver Ken Miles, was British, so even if you're not American, you can still pull off the cowboy hat. I'm really hoping there's some straw cowboy hats available right now that again I can show pictures of and link, otherwise this was weird. But just hats in general, but specifically in the summer, consider a cowboy hat. This video is so stupid. Okay, what's next? Sticking with something pretty vague in the form of the colour yellow. The yellow popped up in the Joker in the form of his waistcoat, which we've already covered, but was very prominent in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Many characters wear yellow. There's the Sharon Tate two-piece yellow top and hot pants. Brad Pitt's character wears yellow an awful lot, specifically in like the Hawaiian shirt that he wears. So yellow, again, this is kind of more summer themed, but yellow seems to have been pretty popular according to these films, so maybe try and incorporate it a little bit more in your wardrobe going forward. I have today. I was forward thinking, I know. Next one that's a little bit more weather appropriate is short-sleeved knitwear, specifically stripy knitwear. We saw this a lot in The Irishman, which had more sort of like the polo style knitwear, as well as Jojo Rabbit. There was quite a lot of short-sleeve knitwear in Jojo Rabbit, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood had a fair few pieces of knitwear as well. So look for something that's short-sleeved, perhaps something that's striped, maybe a little bit colourful, or go for like the polo style dad top. Something that you can maybe think about wearing now as well as into spring. This I think could be a pretty good workwear option if you work somewhere that has more of a casual sort of dress code. Another slightly more vague one now that comes courtesy of the Best Picture winner of the night. Parasite had a lot of floaty clothes. I don't know how to describe it other than that, but a lot of the clothing that they wore had like a nice flow to it, specifically like the richer family if you've seen the film, but I think an easier way to incorporate this would be loose-fitting trousers, and that is also something that we see in Jojo Rabbit. Specifically, Scarlett Johansson's character wears kind of the looser fitting 1940s style trousers quite a lot, and you do see some loose fitting trousers in Parasite as well. Again, that's something you can wear now, and with the knitwear, or with yellow, or with the cowboy hat. Throw it all together. Why not? Loose fit trousers. You heard it here first. Or technically you heard it in these films, or saw it in these films first. Why am I doing this? And finally, to top this mismatched outfit off, it's an odd look, but this is what these films have predicted, and who are we to say that it's daft? Top it off with some two-toned brogues. We saw these in both the Joker, in the form of his clown shoes. Admittedly, don't recommend going out and buying clown shoes, but the idea is there. But more importantly, we saw them in Jojo Rabbit, again in the form of Scarlett Johansson's character. Such a fashionista. Let's just throw that out there. And I have actually seen some two-toned shoes kind of since seeing both of these films, so clearly they're on to something. Most specifically, I've seen some from Jonak, but again, hopefully there'll be some flashing up here that are maybe a little bit more wearable than the costume style stuff that's going on, and more wearable than clown shoes. We can hope. So that's it. Those are the fashion trends as forecasted by the Oscar 2020 winning films. I hope this wasn't too weird. I have only had 4 hours sleep, so I'm doing my best. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye.